On today's episode, we talk about the Book of Mormon and what we would do if we were on different career paths.
And our interview with Barberton musician Lauren Brabson, all coming up on the Segway podcast. Hey, welcome to the Segway.
The best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
That's right, recording live in LeBron's backyard.
Yeah. So, Tyler, you got to do something really special this week.
I did, and it was very unexpected. Day of. My boss was kind enough to give me tickets, second row, middle, to the Book of Mormon.
Wow.
It was really, really good. Really, really funny. It had kind of like that. I mean, it's written by the people that do South Park, so it had that type of humor in it. So I wasn't expecting Claire to love it, but she was cracking up. And I asked her, she said she really enjoyed it. But it's hilarious. The acting was fantastic. It was just really good. So if anybody in the Cleveland area for the next couple of weeks has a chance to go see the Book of Mormon, please do it. It was so good.
Tickets are expensive. I actually looked them up.
Yeah?
I'm not going by myself. No, I'm not just going to go. It's expensive.
How much are they?
A decent ticket was like $100.
What about not decent ticket?
A bad one was like $60.
$60 and then $40 for the binoculars, or you could just pay $100 for
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, so that was fun. Man, I'm hoping the Browns win tomorrow.
Me too. Go Browns. Baker Mayfield is the guy
Yes.
that is going to take us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude.
That's optimistic, right?
Patriots are going to be hard to beat this year.
When are we playing them?
We do play the Patriots
Okay.
this year, but just in general, like they're like, this is one of the best defenses Tom Brady's ever had, and on top of that, they now got Antonio Brown, who of course left probably all of his baggage at the door. Like he was nuts in Pittsburgh, nuts in Oakland, then he shows up. The Patriots are like the Spurs in basketball. They're just like soulless, like everything for the team.
I like the Patriots a lot.
They're like part of the ship, part of the crew.
I don't know what I like about them. I think I just like
Because they win?
maybe I just like a winner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Tom Brady. I always have though.
I'm so excited though because the Pittsburgh Steelers are 0-2.
Good. Fuck them.
I gotta hate them. So you know, isn't it amazing when a team loses talent, they're not as good? Like Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, really good, but hey, Roethlisberger, man, it's funny because Tom Brady's older than Ben by like 5 years, and man, Ben lets himself go. It looks like he hits the bar up after every game.
Yeah, but he takes more hits, right?
I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, he used to run a lot more than Tom, but that doesn't mean he still looks like shit, dude.
We should get off sports.
Anyway, yeah, Charlie, how was your weekend? How was your week?
It was good. I was in school and I was thinking about like what I would do if I wasn't in school. If I decided I want to be like at work right now.
Yeah.
And I was like if I wanted to do like a trade, I think I'd want to be like a motorcycle mechanic.
Okay.
Cuz I don't like cars, but I do like motorcycles.
Do you know anything about like motorcycle?
No. I'd have to go to trade school. I'd have to take some education. I do like motorcycles, and I think if I'd be able to be passionate about one thing that wasn't education, I guess it'd be motorcycles.
Would you grow your hair out, wear a bandana, get a beard?
I have a beard.
Hell yeah, you're already there, dude. Forget trade school, you're already halfway there.
Oh yeah, it comes with the beard, right?
You have to be able to braid your hair though, and you have to get a vest. That's like numero uno.
Like a nice vest? Or?
No, like a jean vest. And
actually, those are pretty cool.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
I think that's before you even buy the motorcycle, you gotta have the vest.
I do like motorcycles, and I think I was like, I don't know if that would be sustainable or like whatever, but that's what I'd want to do if I wasn't in the path I'm at right now, and like my life took like a different kind of turn.
Yeah,
that's the kind of trade I'd want to get into.
If I wasn't in marketing, which kind of happened all in itself anyway, I probably would do what you're doing and want to do teaching.
Is there like a trade you want to get into? Like, is there like a blue collar job you want to get into?
And get my hands dirty? Man, let me say this. No.
I mean, that's how I feel too.
Dude, when I'm on the highway and when there's construction and you see all the construction workers, I feel like, first of all, I feel like people look down on construction workers. Like, no way. Like, those guys probably make so much good money and they can do so much with their hands. Mm-hmm. Like,
Their families respect them.
Yeah. Like they can, if there's a problem at home, they don't have to call somebody to do it.
Right.
But anyways, like I always see them in the middle of the road, and I'm just like, I cannot do that.
No.
So much credit to these guys.
You know how cold it's got to be in the winter and how hot it's got to be in the summer?
My dad's a mechanic and has been for a long time, and he has arthritis like in his thumb because he used to work working in the winters at his shop, like. With all the fumes that they have in there, they have to open up the door sometimes, and it just gets so cold. But you got to keep working. Mm-hmm. But he's got like those man hands,
like callous and like always kind of dirty.
Yeah. Like no matter how many times you wash those hands,
mine are always soft and plump.
I know, like my hands, they're just not
no,
equipped to do.
We're writers. It's different.
You know how bad I'd feel when like we had to pick something up or carry something made of wood. My dad's like, "Here's some gloves."
When I was working carpentry, only a little bit. We picked up this big cabinet, and I dropped it halfway through like this field. The guy I was working with, he was like, "God damn it, Charlie!"
Yeah. Blue collar is not.
No, I'm glad I'm gonna be in the profession I'm gonna be in. I couldn't do blue collar. If I could do a trade, that's what I want to do, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would want to get into. Like
the most blue collar thing I've done is carpentry, and I've replaced a toilet.
I mean, what would you call the Meals on Wheels thing though? Because it's not blue collar, but you're moving. Like you're not there's that would actually mess up my fingers, like carrying all the bags, because like when you have like 50 pounds of food in these plastic bags that you'd find like Walmart, and they're like cutting off circulation in your hand. Like I know that's me. That's like so first world problem.
It is.
But like I would develop calluses like right up below the fingers in your palm.
I would still not call it blue collar.
No, I mean it was mostly driving on my butt, listening to podcasts.
Yeah. There's a job market called pink collar. It might be that.
Pink collar?
That's actually a thing. I don't remember what it is.
It's between blue and white.
No, that'd be like a lavender collar.
But I just mean like there's white collar and then there's blue collar.
No. Pink collars are jobs that are traditionally done by women. So what I'm doing is pink collar. Actually, teaching.
Oh.
Nursing is pink collar.
I'm so many jokes. I'm gonna
you just gotta let it go.
I'm gonna let them fly away.
This intro's too long anyway.
Yep. So as you guys know, we got Lauren Brabson coming up. So I would call her a Barberton local celebrity. Like yes, I know she kind of commented on that on some of her social media posts, but she's seriously fantastic. So make sure you guys stick around for her interview coming up. Also, I want to say this: I was debating whether or not I was going to mention this or not, and I decided I'm going to. We put out flyers around the University of Akron, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to make a game out of this, just to see. We won't, unless it happens, I won't update on anybody on this. If anybody out there finds our flyers and they take a picture of themselves with our flyer in the background, so me, phone, selfie mode, flyer behind them, the first 2 people to do this, I'll get you a $10 gift card to any restaurant or anything you want. But what you have to do is you have to be the first 2. Take a picture with the flyer behind you. There's some of them where they're spread around the University of Akron.
Like tag us or what?
No, email us. Email us at thesegwaypodcast@gmail. There's no dash between seg and way. So
you just look at yourself in the picture. It's on the flyer.
Yeah. So exactly. So just stand there. Get a selfie with in the background. The first 2 people that do this. You each get a $10 gift card to whatever you want. You want Applebee's, you want Chipotle, lobster,
Red Lobster,
a $10 lobster gift card.
Don't eat that lobster.
But yeah, I just want to see. I want to see how this works. We're trying the traditional marketing way. So yeah, so anybody on the University of Akron, try that. But anyway, so coming up, our interview today, we got Lauren Brabson,
and I just want to thank her for coming on. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that jumps on the show. It means a lot to us. Love asking the questions. So without further ado, it is our interview with Lauren Brabson. We talked all night when suddenly it was 4 a.m. and you still wanted me. All right, so today on the Segway podcast, we got Lauren Brabson. How's it going?
Hey.
Yep.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, Charlie.
Ambulance?
Yeah. Hey. What are you going to do? Charlie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
You.
Got coffee. We just had an intro. All right. So, Lauren, let's just jump right into this. So, how long have you been playing guitar and how long have you been playing out?
I've been playing guitar for probably about 5 years.
Okay.
And playing out probably 2 or 3.
Have you been singing the whole time too, or is it just did that like come with a natural progression of guitar?
I've been singing, gosh, probably my whole life.
Yeah.
Probably since I was just a little tiny.
So that came first.
Yeah, that definitely came first.
Were you always good at singing, or did you like work on singing?
I don't know. It depends on who you ask.
We're asking you.
I don't know.
What do you
You
think?
know,
Put your ego ahead. So
see,
Yeah.
that's hard to do.
yeah,
I've always been amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, we'll say that.
Okay.
Did you take lessons as a
No,
child?
I've never taken lessons. So it's just
So it's
kind
just
of
natural ability.
Yeah.
So that's really rage inducing.
When with what?
I've never been. I mean, like when I was younger, it was terrible. So I mean, like I'm super jealous of that.
You just always have the talent.
Yeah.
When you was there ever a singer that you kind of like pulled from, like when you were growing up and you like, I like singing, I want to sing? Was there like an artist you listen to a lot where you can kind of look back now and be like, yeah, I kind of pulled from them a little bit?
I don't know. I grew up on traditional country, so
Mhm.
probably some of the like icons there, like Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, just those traces. But it's weird because I don't have like that accent, you know?
Right. You know Patsy Cline. Crazy?
Nope.
You've heard Crazy.
No, I have
You
not.
had to have.
I have not heard that song.
Oh my.
I've never listened to country.
I'm
If
not.
I
I
feel like
had-
it's just a classic, you know?
It is.
I know.
I don't really like country all that much, but I know Crazy. Do you
I
like
mean-
Willie Nelson?
I love Willie Nelson. He's one of
Okay.
like my songwriting
I know who that
inspirations.
is. I haven't heard his music.
No, you better know who that is.
I think everyone
Um,
knows who he is.
Yeah.
Did you just saw I don't want to butcher this or make it less important than it is, but you did something with Dolly Parton recently, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I went to Tennessee in the first week of August
Mm-hmm.
and found Dolly Parton's statue.
Nice.
That's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
I
it
saw
was
a
really-
document on Instagram,
Yeah,
correct?
me too.
Yeah, I had it on Instagram and I think Facebook too.
Okay.
There's a picture I'm like hugging the statue, and then another one I have like my tongue sticking out, like I'm like, licking her.
She probably would have liked that.
Yeah, I tagged her
Is
in
she
it.
dead?
No, she's not.
Okay, thank God.
Didn't they have a musical about Dolly Parton, correct?
Yeah.
What is I feel like I heard about this. Something it has Dolly in the name.
Hello, Dolly?
Is it Hello Dolly? Is that it? Hello Dolly?
I think that's a
I
different thing.
think so. I
Driving
don't
Miss
know.
Daisy?
There's so much
No,
going
I
on.
thought there was a musical
She
about
has
her.
like 3 movies, and
So
they
she's
just put the one on
definitely not
Netflix. And
Okay.
yeah, because I think she's produced all of them.
She wears many hats. I don't know
I
a ton
guess.
about her. I love Jolene though, and I have to be honest. I found out about that song through Miley Cyrus, not
I
Dolly
feel like
Parton.
a lot of people have. I think
Yeah.
it's just kind of brought the song back around for this
Yeah.
generation.
which is cool. She has like a video on YouTube. It's like a backyard session or something. Have you seen it with
Yeah.
Miley? I love that.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's before Miley kind of goes.
Yeah, she
off
was
the-
still
I thought it was
Hannah Montana,
after.
I think.
Was she?
I think.
I don't
It was
know
a while
anything.
ago.
Yeah, it was like 2012.
Was she like trying to
2013.
break out of that Hannah Montana
I think
thing?
it was like right then.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, all right, hair's off.
I remember Alex showed me that.
It was really good, wasn't it?
I got questions.
Yeah, fire away.
So how many interviews have you done before this? Not to like compare.
Maybe a handful.
So is there like a funniest question or like scenario that's come up before? Not to like jump on the coattails of somebody else, but
I don't know.
Yeah, what
No.
were some other good questions?
Well, that's about all I got prepared. No.
I'm from Barberton, and we have like a ton of chicken houses. So they
Barberton
asked
chicken.
Me, they asked me. They were like, "What's your favorite chicken house?" And I'm like, "Man, you put me on the spot. It's like,
Oh man,
Favorite?
Ah.
how
because you
many
have to show
chicken
well
houses?
Barberton chicken. That's a thing,
Yeah.
like Belgrade, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing. You
yeah, Belgrade's White House.
Okay, so I'm from Cleveland.
Okay, so you don't know.
No.
You need to come
All right.
to Barberton.
This is not about me, so I'm gonna make this as fast as I can. But when I went to Claire's family to ask to marry her, they love Barberton chicken so much. I brought some.
Killed
She
the
lives in
chicken?
Madison, like an hour north.
I was going to ask
went.
if she was from Barberton.
No, she's from way up north in Madison, and I went there and I got Barberton chicken for her mom and grandma, and then I think that's what did it.
You
so
killed the chicken.
Yeah.
And brought
I
it
owe
up.
my relationship to Barberton chicken. But
Which
enough
chicken
about
house
me.
did you go to though?
Belgrade. Yep,
Good call.
Belgrade.
So these are not houses that chickens live in.
No.
Oh, that's what I
you
thought
just
it
go
was.
get fried chicken.
I thought you said chicken house. I'm like, I assumed it means like they're paying
Okay.
rent in this house. I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
You know
Unless
who
it's
wouldn't
eggs.
charge chickens rent at their house?
Who's that?
Main Street Girl. That's his throwback. Nick Beck worked at Belgrade's, I believe, for a while. Do you know Nick? Darts Nick?
I know Nick. What's
Yeah.
Belgrade?
That's the Barberton chicken.
Oh,
we're
that's
all
one of the
we're talking
chicken
about the
houses.
same
I
thing.
got so lost. I'm sorry. You take go
Okay.
ahead.
What is your songwriting process like? I know a lot of people do lyrics and the music. Some people do music and lyrics.
That's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because we're
Yeah.
opposites. What do you...
Yeah, I love that question because it's always different for me.
Mm-hmm.
We could have a conversation. You could say something just nothing that's really specific, but something will jump out at me and I'll be like, oh, that's a song. And I'll go write it down. And just in 15 minutes, I'll have something written.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be the other way around where I'll just be fiddling with the guitar and it'll be like, oh, that's really good. Maybe I have something written out and it just happens.
Nice.
Either way, you know?
Oh, so
Happens
just whatever
like this.
happens.
Yeah, I try to keep it like as raw and natural as possible. Don't force it.
So I was listening to an interview with one of my heroes, Ed Sheeran.
He's so cute.
I know, he's
He's
great.
adorable.
We have a poster of him in our band space.
I love it.
It's right across from Charlie.
Yeah, so I can sing my songs to him. But anyway, so my question has something to do with what he says to write a song every day to like get the faucets going. Do you try to like
Yeah,
adhere
actually,
to
I do
that
that.
philosophy?
Yeah, I try to write, even if it's not a complete song, I try to write something every day.
Do you have like a special notebook, or do you use like... I use my notes in my phone a lot, like, because then it's with you no matter... You never not have your phone. But do you have like a special lyric notebook, or what do you use?
I do have like a special like notebook that I write out everything in. But like if I'm out somewhere, I'll just write it in my phone because there's
Gotcha.
like the little notes.
Are you... Okay, I feel like there's two types of people. There's the people that with like a lyric notebook that they can just... As soon as it comes down to them, they write it. And then there's the people that's like when you write it, it's set in stone. Do you... Like, how free are you to just scribble down notes in your lyric book, or do you kind of wait for more of a finished product?
I write down what comes to mind. I'm pretty
Okay.
flexible on things like being set in stone and like that. I always want the song to be justified and right. So I'm
Mhm.
very open to changing lyrics,
Yeah,
whether it was, the starting lyric I thought of or the last lyric that goes on paper.
gotcha. That's cool. Tell me about how you started hosting open mics at Cave. Is that
Yeah,
at
Cave.
Cave? And because you are kind of like a Barberton like local musician, like celebrity, like you are like you've like really grasped onto that community. Did that happen before the open mic, or did the open mic spark that, or how did all that come about?
I mean, Barberton's my home, so I've always kind of been a troubadour for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the open mic is what really launched it. The man who used to host it, Mike Wilsterman, passed away. But right before he passed away, we had a conversation and he asked me to take it over, which was last
Wow.
December. And it's crazy.
December
to think
2018.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's about to be a year, which is insane to even think about. But with that, everyone knows my name now. So when I want to be involved in the community and help, they're like, okay, we know who you are. Come on in. Like we did a flood benefit in June at the Tap House. It's like diagonal from
Oh,
the
I
coffee
have.
hut.
There was a Barberton Disaster Relief Fund.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We raised money for that and to help people kind of rebuild from the floods.
Yeah, I actually forget about how much rain we got, like the beginning of the summer. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Some places really got messed up. I didn't know Barberton specifically was one of them.
Yeah, the west side of Barberton usually gets it pretty bad.
So if somebody's like, hey, if you go out, like let's say you were to go out of state, like let's say you had a show at Tennessee, and somebody said, hey, where are you from? Would you like say Akron or Cleveland because people know that, or would you be like, I'm from Barberton?
I would say Barberton and then explain it's like right outside of Akron.
Gotcha.
And if they don't know where Akron is, then you just say 45 minutes south of Cleveland. Because I think that's just what it is.
No, that's true.
There was a meme on Facebook that said, like it was someone from Kent. We're like 45 minutes from Cleveland. And I was like, yeah, that's the description.
How do you see a difference, if there is one, between like Akron and Barberton? Because they are like separate enough. They are different communities. Like they're like, to me, like I didn't grow up around here, so everything like south of Akron, everything south was Akron to me. Like Massillon, Canton, North Canton,
Yeah.
it was all Akron to me. But now like I know more of it. Like what are differences to you between like Akron and Barberton?
I feel like in Akron, everything's like a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Barberton, you can know everybody. Like it's just more of that close knit, everybody knows everybody kind of town.
Is there one thing that you want people to know about you? I know you said earlier that you're like kind of like an open book, but there's anything that you wouldn't mind. I don't know. Do you want people to know something about you or no? Not to put you on the spot.
I don't know. I feel like I come across like super shy and girly and people are afraid to mess around with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, just mess around with me. I grew up with 3 brothers. So
Wow.
there's really no offending me or anything like that. So just.
You
think
know,
that's the
people
big
coming up
thing.
to you, punching you in the shoulder, giving you
Heck
noogies
yeah.
now.
I'll just give it right back.
Just a stone cold stunner. Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to run off a list of places that you've played. You played Annabelle's, Cave, Sonnets, the Matinee, Rialto Theater, M&M Tap House, Speak Easy. What has been your favorite venue to perform at?
Oh my gosh. See, that's a really good question.
Cave probably has a little bit of a bonus because you're there all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe take that one out.
That's
So
like-
besides Cave.
I love coffee shops, but oh man, that's hard. I want to say Annabelle's. I loved Annabelle's before I started playing there, and it's just a different environment for like my music to be in.
Right. They start so late.
Yeah, and it's like you don't get quiet music that late.
No, you don't. You started at like 10 o'clock back in January.
Yeah.
Not 7:30.
Yeah, exactly. Usually my shows run like 7 to 9 or
Right. All right. Well, since we mentioned it, you have to talk about it. What was it like singing and playing No Scrubs in front of all these punk kids?
That is the highlight of anything I've ever done. I
Yeah.
just remember the Audio Dead being like straight in front of me, and they threw their arms around each other and they're like screaming the chorus.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I wanted. This is why I played it.
That's awesome because I think like it's such like it's not everybody's type of music, but it's that song that's in our childhood.
Yeah, everyone knows it.
Everybody knows it, and you're not expecting to hear it in like 2019. Like it's probably 20 years old now.
Yeah, probably.
Did you know you were gonna play that going into it, or were you on the spot and you're like, you know, screw it, like let's do it?
It was one of those I was debating on because
Mhm.
I'd been practicing it, and I'm like, I just want to play it one time. And then now I have people coming up to me and they're like, "Are you gonna play No Scrubs?"
I was gonna say, have you played it since?
I played Annabelle since, and I played it there, but I think that's the only time I've played it.
Wow, it's like an Annabelle song.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
cool.
it jumps out. It's not so like quiet.
Okay, so that kind of answers my next question. So maybe if there's something besides this, you know, I was gonna ask what your favorite moment ever performing was. Like it sounds
I
like
think
this.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your second favorite moment ever performing?
I was playing the substation in Wadsworth probably last year, and I'm just playing my songs, doing my thing, and I look down because they have a stage. So you look down, and there's this little girl, probably 2.5, 3 years old, and she's just dancing and having a good time. And it was just one of those moments where you realize that you're doing something.
Yeah,
Whether people are actually listening or not, you realize these little kids are looking up to you.
that's cool.
So this is something I deal with a lot. You said you've been singing since you were young.
Yeah.
Have you been performing since you were young?
No, I was brutally shy about singing in front of people. Like, I was in choir in school, but it was one of those, God, don't let anyone be looking at me, face down. I remember my dad at one point asked, he's like, "Do you even like singing? Like, why are you in this?" And I'm like, "No, I really like it. I just don't like people staring at me."
So when you started, do you still deal with any kind of anxiety, like stage fear?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if there are bigger crowds.
So what happens when that happens?
Just kind of breathe and take a step back, recollect, realize where I am, and realize that this is what I've wanted.
Do you have like a next milestone or a next goal that you want to hit maybe by the end of this year, sometime next year? Like what are you kind of aiming towards?
I mean, I'm always setting different goals and bucket list items and things like that. I'd love to start officially recording and get better quality music out. I think that's like the next big thing.
Do you have a lead on that?
I've played around with a few different people and I just haven't found what I like. I like to be very hands-on with things. So when it comes to like the mixing and mastering, everyone wants to kind of back off from me. So I'm like, oh, I don't agree with that. I want to be a part of every process if my name's going on it.
What you have out now on SoundCloud and everything, is that self-recorded?
Yeah.
Or, okay. What do you use?
I have an iPad and a laptop, and then I have some mics and fun stuff like that.
What DAW did you use? Like, what did you use to record it on?
This is going to sound really bad, but GarageBand.
That's not bad.
That's
what
what we're
doing right now.
We're recording this podcast
No.
right now on GarageBand,
Some
so
of my
there's
favorite
no
stories
judgment.
are about bands that use like an
That's where they
iPhone
start.
on GarageBand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody can go down to the local or the not local
Yeah.
recording studio
Yeah.
and, you know, pay however much an hour. Like, it's just when you're young, it's not
It's
feasible.
one of those things I wanted to learn about before I really dove into. So now,
For
like,
sure.
I'm learning about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to take it to the next step.
Right. No, that makes sense. That's cool.
So, do you have any kind of like inspirations in your music? Like, who inspired you to start? Just yourself? I mean, you can say
Yeah,
that.
kind of. I kind of always knew I wanted to be a songwriter. I feel like it's just a good stress relief.
Okay.
What about like a personal person in your life that inspires you and like an artist that you look up to that you don't know?
Personally, I don't know. But artist-wise, that list could go on for a while. I mean, it leads back to like my traditional country roots. And then you have some today like Casey Musgraves, Grace Potter. A lot of these trailblazing women have really inspired my music.
What about personally?
I don't know.
No,
That's,
no one.
Yeah, I
Hate
mean, it's
everybody.
just
Yeah.
it's everyday conversations for me.
Okay.
It could be anyone. It could just
That's kind of
something
nice, though. It's like yeah.
anyone and everyone, you know.
So when you kind of get, I mean, if you haven't yet, awesome. And I hate to say yet, but if you ever get down on your music or think, you know, am I wasting my time? Am I not good enough? Like, what do you use to kind of get back in the mindset to like stay creative, stay going out there? Because I think every artist has that time period where they like, I don't really feel like going out and playing right now. I don't feel like doing these shows. Like, what do you do or you use to like get you in the right mindset?
It sounds super cheesy, but there are so many younger kids at the open mic I host, and they're all like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cool!" And it's like, you know, them.
Yeah.
Like, I have one girl, she just kind of started writing songs, and she came up to me and she's like, "How do you keep writing songs? What's your inspiration?" Like the same questions you guys are asking, but I see it impacting her.
We're asking
personally.
little girl questions. Perfect.
You're asking
Sounds
musician
right.
questions,
No,
you
I
know?
know.
Just developing artists, and that's so huge for me.
Do you ever watch artist interviews? Because that's something that really helps me. Is there any like artists you can think of or an interview that you've watched that maybe you go back to, or one of your favorite artists that you like looking up their interviews?
Grace Potter a lot. Like, she's one of those people. She's a very good talker.
Mm-hmm.
She's the lead of a band.
I
Her band
was
broke
gonna
up,
say,
and now
is she
she's just
like-
Grace Potter.
Is she like the cousin of Harry Potter?
She gets that a lot too. You hear it almost in every interview. But
I'm
she's
glad
very
I'm not
honest.
cliche.
I get Tyler Perry all the time.
Well, yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
I just disappointed the lady because I went and saw a Book of Mormon last night, and the lady, because my boss transferred into my name, and when I said my name, she's like, "Please tell me you're not the Tyler Perry coming to get these tickets," because she thought it was. My heart broke. I'm like, I just ruined her night. She thought she was gonna see the real.
You're like, I could sign it for you if you want, but I got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like to enter like a fantasy. Like, if you could collaborate with somebody, who could you collaborate with? What would you want to do?
Oh, I love this question. I would love to do like Bob Seger and have like a big rock song. That would be really cool. Or do Loretta Lynn and have a traditional country song.
Okay, so here's the question that I like to ask. It kind of plays off of the last question, not necessarily collaboration, but like, let's say you were to set a lineup, and it would be you opening, and then one band or artist, and then one band or artist, and you could pick anybody, alive, not alive, anybody, but you, middle band, and then the closer. What would your perfect lineup be? Like, you can mix genres, even though they're already doing that nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what was it, Blink-182?
And Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, yeah. There's so many people you could put in there.
You can go second if you want. I don't care. You can headline. I don't know. Just,
Yeah, put me headlining and
Yeah.
then like Willie Nelson opening. That's how
You can bring the ego back down a little bit.
Fans get really mad when they don't agree with a lineup.
Yeah.
I saw Bad Religion open for Rise Against, and all these old guys, and I love them because they're old punkers, but they were so pissed off that Rise Against was headlining.
They can like Molotov cocktails and stuff.
I'm like, they put out the album. Like, normally it's the band with the album. I mean, sometimes it's who's more popular, but typically it's the most recent release. But anyway, sorry, back to your lineup.
I think
Your dream lineup.
Oh man, there's so many people. I'm thinking me, Sheryl Crow, and I don't know who that headliner would be.
I can't help you.
No, this is
Yeah.
he doesn't even know half the people you're talking about.
We'll leave it at Willie then. 'Cause
Okay,
that'd be a
Willie.
great lineup.
That would be a good
At least the
lineup.
two of them. I mean, I'm just kind of there.
Dolly's gonna get jealous.
Oh, could have Dolly in there. That's some girl power lineup.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Dave Matthews? I have to ask.
Kind like
That-
I
no,
do.
that's okay.
There's not a song that I like. I haven't gotten really into them, if that makes sense.
That's fine. Just have to ask.
Like every song that I've heard, I like, but I'm not a super fan.
Okay, so you a song, you had a song come out in July called Think. Is that
Yeah.
your newest song, or I know you write all the time, so it's probably not your newest one, but is that the newest one that's out currently?
Yeah, I love that you knew that because I feel like I just kind of slipped that in on people.
No, I do my homework.
I love that. Yeah, that's the newest one I have out, I believe.
Tell us about it.
I was in a spot in my life where love life was great, so it just kind of gave me a whole new perspective on the world, and it had me reflecting on how things are. And I didn't want to be really political with it, but I think some things came off that way. But it just makes you think about what's going on in the world.
And so would you say Illinois is your biggest song? Or
It
is
definitely blew up the
Okay.
quickest.
And I know this from being, because I was at your last performance, or at least the last one I think you had.
Yeah.
Only 17's making a comeback.
Yeah, it's so weird. So I wrote that song when I was 18. I had just turned 18, and my best friend was 17 still, and she just kind of, I don't want to say had a big ego about being an adult, but she was all like, I'm an adult, but we're both just kids. And so I just kind of wrote the song in reflection of that argument we had.
So how did you start seeing that song come back? Was it people telling you to play it, or did you see it like, were you checking statistics online and seeing it was getting views, or how did you kind of come to that conclusion?
It started with one of my mentors, David Gerard. He just came up to me one day and he said, why don't you play that song anymore? That's such a good song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just one of those, I thought I outgrew it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of started putting it back into my sets, and people come up to me and they're like, I love that song. I'm just like, wow, it's just...
What happened with your friend? Did she know that you wrote that song about her?
She knows. She learned probably about a year after.
You guys still friends?
We weren't at the time, but after we kind of made amends and we're civil now, she knows. And she's all like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm not even mad. 'Cause it's a risky
People
game.
grow up and...
Yeah.
So wait, you have a mentor?
Yeah, I have a few mentors.
That could be a personal inspiration.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
What was his name? David Gerard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Wilsterman's another one. The guy who handed me the open mic. He really pushed me when I first started playing out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be playing other places if it weren't for him. I used to play at Cave at the open mic, and he said, hey, you should come out to Sonnets and play. And then I met David Gerard there. And then from there, it just kind of played a little bit of everywhere.
So you play guitar.
Yes.
What kind of guitar do you play?
I have an Epiphone Hummingbird.
You like it?
I love it. That guitar is the love of my life.
Not to put a commercial on it, but
Epiphone's sweet. That's an Epiphone.
Yeah, I noticed that when I came in here.
I think my electric's Epiphone, right?
I think so.
We bought
Yeah.
it together, so it's not just like
Yeah.
we know each other's guitar.
Yeah. If you ever get a band together, get a band credit card for a Guitar Center.
Do you ever play electric, or is it just acoustic?
I want to play electric. I really want to do like sad electric music. I think that'd be really, really cool. Like,
I've never heard of that genre before.
like it would just be really
It's kind of
cool.
indie though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear
gotcha.
that.
I think that would be really popular right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like really popular. I like the electric guitar just because it's not as loud. So if like
Mhm.
it's late, and people are sleeping, or like you wake up early or something, it's nice because you can play without it being like that full acoustic
Yeah.
boom. That's one of the nice things about electric guitar.
I like it because it sounds cool.
That too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Do you play any other instruments?
How well? Like, is it? Are you talking like full on or just kind of?
Just playing around.
Anything.
I
You
don't
Anything
think
you
dabble.
touch that makes noise.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a mandolin.
Okay.
I know like basic chords with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a keyboard that I don't know a lot with, but we're trying.
Yeah, keyboard's difficult. I feel like I heard that if you've learned piano, that you can pretty much transfer that to most
Yeah.
instruments, and like especially with like music theory. Which are you self-taught?
I am self-taught.
So how is your music theory? Because I'm self-taught and I don't.
Mine's
Mine's
garbage.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's
Just-
pretty bad too.
Okay, we're all in this.
So we don't know anything.
Yeah.
I like. I've only dabbled in the keyboard once, and I literally took like piece of paper with tape and put it where like so I knew where to.
Yeah, that's a
the-
really good idea.
Yeah.
With the guitar, my first guitar, I took paper and like because I didn't know the tunings, and I taped the back of each tuner with like what it's supposed to
It's
be.
still
I
there.
needed that when I was 16.
I still need
It's
it.
still there. Have you played out of state? Because I saw that you said you did like a little mini tour in February of 2018. I didn't know if that branched out of Ohio or
That
if
was
it-
just in Ohio. Like, I
that's
played
still a tour though.
probably like five or 6 days straight.
Nice.
And it was like coffee shop.
Okay.
I think I played the Summit Art Space that week.
Opium
Mhm.
Den. Opium Den.
Opium Den.
Sorry, it was a bad joke. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the mini tour. I played somewhere in Cleveland that week too. I think that kicked it off. And then I played in Orville, Akron. I was all over just that little stretch. But I have played, I think, one time out of state.
Where was that at?
It was at like a little open mic in West Virginia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. My family's from there, so it kind of meant a lot.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Where at in West Virginia?
It's a little town called Grantsville. It's in Calhoun County.
Is it almost heaven?
It is heaven though.
I only know Davis really. Davis, West Virginia.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know none.
Oh.
Moonshine.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying that?
It's all good.
Because I want to stop you from talking.
Just reach over. Just put your hand over his
Punch
face.
me in the face.
If there's like a kind of like spirit animal you connect with, what would it be?
I kind of sit in a corner and watch everything. So I kind of want to say an owl because I feel like owls watch before they attack.
Wow.
Maybe you guys shouldn't mess with her.
Yeah.
Gotta watch before I make a conversation with people. I sit in corners and coffee shops and just watch.
That's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I don't know what I was expecting to say, but that was a scary one at least.
Or do you not have you?
I don't have a follow-up.
Am I allowed to talk now?
Fuck yourself.
Okay. So what's a venue in the area, or I guess it doesn't have to be, what's a venue you want to play? Like you have a huge list of places that you have played, but is there anywhere on your radar that you haven't played yet and you'd really like to?
Everybody talks about Mahals.
It's
I haven't
fantastic.
It's
played there.
awesome.
Although we've only played the locker room, but the sound quality in
It's
there is
super
really
cool.
good.
It's grungy but awesome.
Yeah, I've never played main stage, but yeah, Mahal's is really awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I've never been there. I've seen pictures and everyone's always talking about it, and I just like to go to see it.
Yeah, it's a cool venue. I mean, it's Lakewood. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Foundry would be awesome.
Lots of stairs. Not stairs, but like, it's like kind of built like a city, so it's like everything's kind of tight.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know
it
what
looks
I'm
like
talking
from
about?
pictures.
Kind of like you mean like the stairway down to
Yeah.
like the locker room?
Yeah. Like it's always fun bringing drums in.
Oh yeah, but you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about Barberton?
Probably how close everyone is. Like it seems like everywhere you go, you see someone you know. It's just an everybody knows everybody kind
So
of
it's like a tight knit community.
Yeah.
Is it like a small town, or is it just because?
I mean, there's probably 5,000 or 6,000 people in the town total, but
Okay.
it still just kind of seems like you walk into a local place. Oh, hey, how's it going?
And there's
You
old
know,
Greg.
I know you. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Greg. I would love that. Akron is so big.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of the big difference that sets them apart. Like we
Yeah.
were talking about that earlier.
I've always liked big cities. That's not like my vibe.
Would you want to live in a big city? Though?
Yes.
Really?
I've always wanted to live in New York. Always.
Oh, you're so brave.
Would you
No.
want to live in a big city?
Not like New York. I'd
I've
probably go
always
to
wanted live
Cleveland.
there.
Yeah. Just man,
Cleveland's even
Cleveland's
small
scary,
for
though.
me. Cleveland's scary.
Cleveland's a little scary.
Oh.
Some of those roads you go down.
if
Well, this is because the roads are shitty. That's not.
if I if I could get rid of my car and still successfully live, I'd be okay in a big city, I think. But I can't. I hate driving in a big city. Like
Mhm.
I hate driving.
I'd
in a
never
big
lived
city.
in
That's not my favorite part, but I mean, not my whole life is driving.
That used to be my job.
Have you been to New York?
What?
Have you been to New
A
York?
couple times, yeah.
Okay, so you know what you're getting into.
A little. I mean, not. I haven't been
I
there
went-
for like a long time.
Okay, I went one time.
2013. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, 2013.
I went right around then, and I don't even want to go back.
Really?
Just there's too many people.
I'm not interested really. In going.
Really?
I'm sorry, dude.
I had so much fun.
Like maybe I'd take
We
a
saw
day
a
trip just to be a
turkey?
tourist again. But
Do you know how expensive? Another thing is, there's no stars in the city, man.
yes,
What?
Stars
There's
in
lots
the
of
sky.
stars, like
Not-
Taylor Swift.
Not in
Ed Sheeran.
Cleveland. Not in Cleveland.
Like people. Yeah, not
Yeah.
in Cleveland. I know.
Yeah, so
but
you
in
don't-
New
Not go to
York, there's
Cleveland.
lots of stars. You're so frustrated. Back to Barberton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing about Akron? Because we kind of attach ourselves to Akron. So if you could say something good about Akron, that would look good for us.
I mean, all the musicians, like everybody's just kind of like a close family,
Mhm.
which kind of just relates back to Barberton being close.
When was the first time you had a show and you were like, holy crap, I know everybody that's playing, or I know the majority of people that are playing from past experiences? Have you had something like that?
I feel like this is kind of a cheating answer, but my mentor, David Gerard, set up a lineup at Sonnets probably May. I think it was the first week of May. And I knew everyone on the lineup. Like,
Yeah.
there were kids
That's
from my
not cheating.
open mic.
No, it's cheating. We're gonna
Davey
take your
Squires
test.
was there. He was there. That's
that's
totally
cool.
cheating.
no, it's really cool.
He
though.
knew who I wanted on that lineup. It was his show, but he knew.
But still, like, I mean, but you didn't know those people before you started playing, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Like, it's just like,
All of a sudden, it is that moment where you're like, holy cow, I know these people. Families are sitting out here. I know them.
even the singer-songwriter showcase,
Yeah.
like, I looked at, there's like 10 artists, and I was like, I know 6 of these. Like,
Yeah.
this is nuts. Wes from
Yeah,
Metagov, and
lots of stuff.
do you remember?
Joe Fish Stalin.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I
And-
love him.
I love him too. Actually, he doesn't know I love him, but I like him a lot.
Okay. Pre-show rituals. What are yours?
Okay, easy
Sacrifice a
vocals like the day, the day
I was
of.
not ready for that.
These rituals, I don't know. Sorry.
That's how they get the chickens at Barberton. They gotta
That's
sacrifice
exactly
them.
it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lauren, going on soon.
break that
Okay, I'm
chicken's
so
neck
sorry.
and-
You go ahead.
Don't be.
Okay, yeah, for real. Pre-show rituals.
Yeah.
Usually real easy on the vocals the day of. Lots of water, nothing bubbly, lots of honey. Especially like even during the show, I'll step off.
Do a
carry
shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
take it straight from the bottle. It's literally like the bare
You might have a
honey.
problem.
Oh no, I do. I have pictures to prove it.
Oh man.
My mom was making fun of me one show, and I was like, "I'm losing my voice. Stop making fun of me.
As long as you're not injecting it, it's okay.
Just inject it into my thigh." Just
Does anybody have a belt? Have you had any performances where your voice just kind of crapped out on you?
yeah. So I play the Speakeasy in Canal Fulton pretty frequently, and I had like 3 months in a row where it was like a Saturday night, and lost my voice all 3 shows.
Hmm.
Oh my.
It's all the same place?
Yeah. I
You're
was like,
we're
I'm
never
so
getting
sorry.
hurt again.
No, they've been really good to me. They're
Okay,
like,
that's
it's
good.
okay, we understand.
Do
I'm like,
you,
"Ah."
like, okay, did it happen during the set or was it going into the set that you knew
I
was
had something like in my throat before, but
Okay.
it definitely happened during the set.
Okay, did you, like, construct your set list being like, okay, this song, I don't think I can hit that note. I'm not going to put it in there? Or...
As I went through it, I realized I'm like, okay, I got to take this song out, this song out, this song out.
Yeah, it's a gross feeling when you get to a song and you're already in the song.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, I can't.
I've been there.
It's, I mean, and I feel like other artists in the crowd are like, yeah, I get it. But it's always like those people that maybe never have played
Yeah.
or don't understand you on that level. They're
And
like,
you're
oh,
So I don't. That's never happened.
that's true. Like when you're singing a song that's in like your talking chest voice range, you're like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
But if you like extend it, like
Yeah.
your head voice or something or mix, it's kind of like, oh no, this is gonna suck.
I'm not good enough to do that. So
have you ever tried to fix it in the middle of a song? You're like, okay, what if I just tweak the note? What if I just don't go as high?
Yeah, it
I've
doesn't.
goofed. Yep.
But see, it's easier, I think, for us than you because our genre allows for that type of like, oh, they're messy, but they like. I always like. I try and make a ratio where it's like if the vocals go down, the energy has to go up. Like I have to put on a physical show.
Mhm.
Where I feel like where you do more like the singer songwriter music, I feel like there's more pressure on you to hit every note.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I'm sorry. But have you tried tweaking it?
Yeah, and it's usually
Did it work?
It'll work in my head, but not when it comes out.
Yeah.
that's a good answer.
But I mean, it's the best thing about that is everybody in the crowd knows this is a live performance.
Mhm.
Have you ever been to a show where you're like starting to second guess if it's live?
Like for like me or
Yeah.
watching somebody.
Not you. Watching
That's why I
somebody.
was like, oh
yeah.
wait.
Like, have you been to a show where you like, are they really singing right
Yeah.
now, or are they?
Yeah, not to bash anyone, but I went to see
Yeah,
Taylor Swift last year, and she definitely wasn't singing. And I
I
was
know.
really bummed out.
Wow.
But the set design when
Oh, it
those
was so
snakes
awesome.
came up, I was
Yeah.
there. Besides like vocal preparing, do you have any other type of rituals? Like I know you love rocking the poncho. Is
Yeah,
there any
I love
other
the
type of
ponchos.
little things that you like to do on days of performances or anything like that?
Usually I'm wearing some type of boot, and that's like a comfort thing. It's like, put your boots on, that's like equivalent to Superman's cape.
Nice.
That's how it makes me feel. So I don't know, I guess wearing boots is a good, it's not really a ritual, but it's a thing I do.
No, that's good.
It's
yeah,
like
that's
a good
something.
mental
Yeah,
mental
I
prep.
sing an Ed Sheeran song every time.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I normally do Panic, and I actually can't Panic the Disco. I used to wear boots, but I would actually have trouble hitting my pedal board. Like
That makes
because
sense.
boots are bigger,
Yeah.
like you don't feel everything. I would miss like my pedal. All right, we're gonna do a speed round here of things not related to music. Then we'll jump back to music.
Okay.
Feel free to interject with things that you
Sure.
feel.
I'm gonna watch you, then I'm gonna watch you.
All right, favorite movie.
Oh dang, I already messed it up.
The
don't
adequately in the speed limit range
Yeah.
round.
I don't even have a favorite movie.
Comfort
Yes, I do.
movie.
The Blind Side.
Blindside,
That's
Yeah.
a weird one.
2009, I think.
Yeah.
Favorite candy?
The little candy corn pumpkin things.
No one likes
Really?
those.
Yeah.
You might be their target, their only target audience.
Yeah.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite sport?
Basketball.
Playing or watching?
Playing.
Okay.
Watching would probably be football.
Yes. Are you excited about? All right, and this is giving it away to everybody when we're recording, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Are you excited about the Browns tomorrow?
Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
Friends.
Favorite actor or actress?
See, I'm bad with real names. I don't even
Give us
know.
the
I'm
character.
bad with
Say
names.
Say the
the
character.
guy that does the thing.
Or the girl that does the thing?
Yeah,
The girl
whatever.
that does the thing. We'll say Zoe Deschanel, because I love
Oh,
New
okay.
Girl.
Okay.
Sure.
Favorite musical, if you like theater.
See, I'm not big into musicals.
That's okay. It's still your...
I don't know.
Do you like any video games in particular?
Yeah, I'm playing Borderlands right now.
3?
The new one?
Borderlands 3?
Don't have the third one yet. I'm still playing the second.
I know 3 just came out. I don't
Yeah,
even
just
play it.
came
I
out.
just know that
That's not really my bag, but I get it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
top
fun when you play
5
with other
video
people.
games.
The new Spider-Man game.
That's fucking awesome.
The first Borderlands. Say Rocket League.
You were literally talking directly to Charlie here.
Is that 3 or 4?
That's
You're at
3.
3. You got 2
3?
more.
Okay. I grew up on the Call of Duty games.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
I guess
Okay.
I have 3 brothers, so
No,
Yeah.
hey,
it's all in
that's
there.
true. That's true.
And probably like the old school Sonic games.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Favorite school subject?
English.
Least favorite.
Probably science.
No one likes math. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, but no, we are gonna say math because I liked certain sciences.
Favorite brand of like guitar?
Epiphone.
Okay.
That's
Is
what it
that
is.
that's under Gibson, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Favorite food?
pasta. I mean, Barberton chicken.
Yeah. if you did say pasta, red sauce or Alfredo?
Red sauce.
Weird. We can move back to music probably.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good speed round. That felt good. That was fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So we already kind of touched on this because you said you went to her show. What do you think about Taylor Swift's new album?
I haven't listened to much of it yet.
Lover? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm like way behind on everyone, but from what I've heard, I like it.
You
It's a
saw
very
some like the
jam.
singles, like the one with Brendan Urie, and
Yeah.
then what's the one that you like?
Calm down.
You need to calm down.
Yeah,
She's just all like, bye haters.
I know. What's been your favorite Taylor Swift album?
Fearless.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you're more old school
Oh,
than
I
I
have
am.
that.
The book,
music book,
the
yeah.
tablature.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that's just always stood out.
Did you like Reputation?
You
I
can-
It
didn't-
depends on the
didn't-
day because
She's
some
not gonna
days I
hear it.
like it and some days I don't. I don't know. Oh yeah,
Taylor-
I'm not worried about her hearing
Yeah,
it.
Taylor's
Like, she's
not gonna
not
hear
gonna.
this podcast.
I'd be like,
hey,
oh, man.
you never know.
No, I know. You know.
We'll just start tagging her in it when it comes out.
Please,
I've done that already. It doesn't work.
I really liked Red a lot.
Yeah,
read a
the
lot, too.
songwriting on Red is
Mhm.
just.
My
Red
favorite.
in 1989.
1989 is my favorite though.
Those are really good.
Welcome to New York. To New York.
How many of her shows? Because she only really tours when she has a new album. How many of
Yeah.
those have you seen?
I've seen 2.
Okay.
So I seen her on her Speak Now tour.
Okay.
And she wasn't really doing like backing tracks or anything like
Mhm.
that. So then when I seen her, and I was also 13, so that puts it into perspective. But then almost 21, I'm seeing her on her Reputation tour, and I'm like, oh man, this is my 13-year-old self. So sad. Like it was cool, but
Yeah, it was like, and it was at what, Cleveland Browns, the first Energy
Yeah.
Stadium. It was huge. Like she made it a point to like get to every corner of the stadium,
yeah,
which
she
was
had like
cool.
3 stages.
But yeah, it was just kind of like, it felt more like a production
Yes,
than a concert.
that's exactly it.
And she never does an encore.
Hmm.
I know that that's because it's a production. Like it's a show. You're not going to see a concert. You're going to see a show. But the first time I saw her was it was the Red Tour. I think it was 2012, and she played "Never Getting Back Together." You know, obviously the last song. And then all of a sudden everybody starts getting up, and I'm like, "What?" And Claire starts getting up. I'm like, "No, the encore." And then the lights come on, and I'm like, "They're just messing with us." And then like it was like, "All right, you guys need." I was like, how do you not like? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe encores are too expected nowadays.
On the topic of her not doing encores, when on her Speak Now tour, she did come back out,
That
but it was like a regular thing.
because that was a concert.
Yeah,
back then.
I mean, it was still like almost like a musical, kind of. It was more set up like that versus like the big production. It was just like a little musical, and then she went into the big production.
You just dated me so bad though right now because like you said when you were 13 when you saw that one.
yeah,
so
the
you saw
Speak Now
concert?
tour.
What
It's
year
like
did that come out?
2011,
I don't-
maybe.
Oh, so in
I'm
2011.
about the same age as Taylor Swift.
So you were Lauren's age
What?
when the Speak Now tour came out, correct? Wait,
Right.
2011. So that was
21?
8 years ago. You
I
were
was
20.
20. Yeah, I was 20.
You old man.
You're not that much younger than me.
I'm not. Okay, so let's jump into this. Talk a little bit about like when you are a local musician, nobody does more marketing for you than yourself.
Mhm.
And obviously we have both the benefit and the curse of social media. How do you, but the problem is that music is so accessible now. Like imagine when our parents were children and like if you wanted live music, you had to go to that bar
You
or
gotta
that
go to the
venue.
album. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to go down the street. You have
Mhm.
to come out. It is so hard to get people to come out and leave their home for a show
Yeah.
when they have all this music, YouTube
You
and
just put your
streaming.
favorite band on YouTube and watch a live concert.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, me
like at
too.
work. I mean, no, I don't. So how do you go about like navigating like being a musician with social media in 2019?
I definitely use it to my advantage.
Yeah.
I have like multiple posts up a week just saying, hey, this is this weekend's show. Hey, this is what's going on in 2 weeks or whatever it might be. But like you said, there is the curse of it, and you get lost in people's feeds, or they just see you and they just keep scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though you put it up, there's no guaranteed reaction.
Do you do anything on top of that, or do you do anything to like attract people's attention or to combat just the carelessness of just swiping past it?
I use my cats. I have 2 cats. I'm not even going to lie to you. They are adorable. And I'm like, yeah, you sit still. Let me post you.
Yeah, maybe we should start using animals.
I've
Yeah, it
tried
works.
a couple times. I got a Paolo in there once or twice.
That's true. But it also helps because you've kind of established yourself in a community. So I feel like, especially if you do like a Barberton show, like you kind of have that following already,
Yeah.
which is really nice. Do they travel? Like, do you get like if you were to do something in Cleveland, how many people are you typically able to pull?
Probably
You know?
a handful.
That's still
But
something though.
one thing I've really noticed is the local musician support. Like
Mhm.
if I have a show, there's going to be more local musicians that I know coming out to see me versus like friends or family.
Do you do any type of ads or anything like that, or is it all just organic? Just putting...
Usually just organic.
Which platform do you push the most, and which one do you see the most success on?
I probably push more on my Facebook page,
Mhm.
but I get more of a reaction on my Instagram.
Yeah, we just started dabbling more in Instagram. Like
Yeah.
seriously, it's hard.
It's
Like,
so
Yeah.
hard. It's really hard for me. I am not really the most social butterfly, and social media just like multiplies that. It's really hard for me to
I'm
get
better
on
at
there.
posting and writing than I am talking about it. So that helps me.
Yeah. I think a problem that a lot of people that I know and like myself have is there's that kind of built-in feeling like, why should anybody care, kind
Mhm.
of. And it's like you have to try and sell yourself on social media. And it's like that feeling of like pushing this out there, like this is my product, this is what I'm doing, you guys should all come out. But at the same time, like in the back of your mind, you're like, nobody really cares. Why should they even care? Do you have any of those feelings ever? Or like, how do you go past that?
I mean, sometimes I do. I feel like it's a normal human reaction to. I don't know. I just kind of push it back to the back of my mind and trail on. You just kind of got to fight through it.
So what do you got coming up?
I have a show this Saturday at the Speakeasy. I feel like I've plugged the Speakeasy a lot.
You
here.
have, yeah, but it's okay. It's
Start
not bad.
chugging
Yeah.
your honey now.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to. Yeah, this Saturday with one of my open mic kids. Her name's Mary Craigie, and she's just starting to play her own shows. So I have her opening for the first hour from 7 to 8, and then I'm playing 8 to 9.
I bet she really, like, isn't it cool? Because, like, let's say she makes it big, or, like, even if she doesn't, but she's playing out a lot, like, 5 years from now, and if she's being interviewed, she's probably going to say you know what I mean?
I
Like,
would
she'll probably
bawl
be like,
the
yeah,
biggest
Lauren,
baby.
she'll probably be like, Lauren Brabson got me out there. Like, you can always have, like, it's like to have somebody under your wing like that, I just think is really cool.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna listen to her interview and she's gonna be like, "No one helped me."
Not a
Let me
single
tell
thing.
you about this Lauren chick. She was awful.
Yeah.
She kept wanting me to beat her up. She's like, I have brothers. What hobbies do you have outside of music? Like, obviously, music is a big part of your
Yeah.
life. What else do you do to kind of get away from it, or what do you like doing?
I started a garden this year.
Really?
It's like a little garden. Like it's
That's one of
nothing
my
like
goals.
rose.
There's definitely enough
awesome.
water for it this
Yeah.
summer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's awesome.
My zucchini plant died when I was in Tennessee, but I have tomatoes and like little green and yellow snacking peppers that have been
Okay.
awesome. I've been cooking a lot with those. I do love cooking too.
You like cooking?
Yeah.
It's fun.
I love being, I guess, athletic. I
Yeah.
grew up in that nature, so I still do like a lot of yoga and things like that now.
Do you play basketball ever?
I don't anymore. I actually played a semester of college basketball.
Nice.
But that was like the last time I really picked up a ball.
You're pretty tall, but like on a basketball team, like were you more of like a guard, or were you playing a forward?
I'm usually more like a forward.
Okay.
Nobody was out rebounding me.
Okay.
So that was where I always won.
That probably helped with the brothers. You're probably throwing bows out there, like boxing out. Like,
I was really scary in middle school.
Oh.
Like I'm afraid of middle school Lauren. She was aggressive.
Okay.
Stephanie played basketball.
Did she?
Yeah, I don't know if she played, but
She was probably a guard.
I guess.
That would be my guess. What are your favorite dishes to cook?
Anything with chicken, which is weird because I'm from Barberton. It all ties back together, I swear.
It's in your veins. It's in your
yeah.
blood.
You gotta do something with those sacrifices.
Yeah. I love just finding like new things on Pinterest and
Oh my god, me too. I love
Yes.
Pinterest actually.
Yeah.
crockpot recipes are the best on there.
Yeah, chicken was my favorite. I recently went vegetarian, so I'm
Humble brag.
Props to you,
Ripped,
though.
humble
I
brag.
couldn't do it. I love chicken too much.
Yeah,
Like-
I do love chicken.
I could live without everything else, but not chicken.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so to people that are just starting out with music, people that are just thinking about picking up a guitar or playing their first gig, what advice, based on your own experiences or things that you learned, like what advice do you have to new musicians out there?
I'd give different advice to people who are getting ready to play their first gig versus just picking up a guitar.
Let's hear both.
If you're just picking up a guitar, I would say the biggest thing for you to do is practice daily, religiously, research it, learn your instrument.
So like 20 minutes.
I mean, 20 minutes a day, maybe.
Tops.
And if you're getting ready to play your first gig, at that point, you kind of start second guessing yourself. Don't second guess yourself. You were booked for that gig for a reason. Keep practicing and, just breathe and take care of that anxiety that first day because you got it.
When you started playing guitar, did you start off writing or covering? I'll give you three options. Were you learning the instrument and like different ways of like fingering in the basic chords? Were you learning songs that exist that you love and your idols, or were you just right off the bat writing your own?
It was kind of a mix of the first two. Like
Okay.
I was learning chords by watching some of my favorite people. I remember Casey Musgraves was a lot of who I watched because she plays like your basic chords. So that was easy for me to follow versus like your bar chords and things of that nature. I remember doing that a lot and like learning her song specifically. And then I had this big guitar chords chart and I would look like, oh, this matches that. That must be a G.
Yep. How long did it take you to do a bar chord before it stopped sucking? Because like the amount of pressure that you have to do with your
It
pointer
still
thing,
sucks.
I still can't do it.
I'm just getting to a point where it's good.
it takes so much time to like get that amount of pressure for your entire finger down.
I still can't do it.
If I have it farther down the neck, it's
Yeah,
easier.
yeah,
But if
for
it's
sure.
like that first fret,
First
I'm
fret is a
missing out.
hard one to bar. It really is, especially with like your guitar size, depending on how big it is. Which you have a
Yeah.
beautiful guitar.
Thank you.
That was the first thing when at Annabelle's. I was like, look at that guitar.
Thanks.
You remember?
Nope.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Been a while.
If there's like a message like you want to put out with your music, what would it be? It doesn't have to have one. If there is one, what would it be?
I've always been driven by like everyday life. So I guess just kind of to let people know, hey, whatever you're going through, everybody's going through it. Like
So
you're
just,
not
like-
you're not alone, I guess.
No, that's really nice. So like just like kind of like maybe like live in the moment a little bit,
Yeah.
not to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, that makes all
Do you
that
tend to write more personal experience, or do you might write more like ideas?
personal experience. I'm
Yeah.
really bad at like getting an idea and trying to write.
Doesn't it feel kind of false a little
Yeah,
bit, or like
I feel
dishonest?
I feel like that's not being a songwriter.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you mean. All right, so so this is gonna come out Thursday. What would that be?
I
The
don't know.
19th, the 20th?
I don't know.
No, we're
Do you know what date
we're
that is?
doing this right.
I don't even know what today's date is.
Today's the 15th.
Oh, it's
It's gonna come out the 19th. Okay, so
Yeah.
this episode is gonna come out the 19th. So if you have anything before the 19th, then too bad. Hopefully they just see your Facebook and come. But so after the 19th, when's your next show? Where can everybody come out and see you?
I don't have anything officially released yet.
Okay.
Some stuff's being shuffled around and
Gotcha.
pending. My birthday's coming up, so I purposely scheduled off a weekend there.
Are you feeling 22?
I am feeling 22.
So okay, so where can people stay tuned? Where can people find you at? And so when your show is announced, where will everybody see this?
Facebook's the best place to go. Just Lauren Brabson. I'm sitting on grass playing a guitar.
How you spell it?
Lauren, and then Brabson is Brabson.
I like the look you gave me. Like you're so stupid.
I didn't mean to. Usually people are like, is it Bradson or Brabson? And it's with a B.
With a B. B
Okay.
for boy.
B, yeah. That's usually how I have to spell it if I'm over the phone. It's like B as in boy.
Mhm.
Where can people hear your music currently?
You can listen on SoundCloud or you can go to my YouTube channel. Sometimes I post videos on Facebook and Instagram, but usually it's SoundCloud or YouTube.
Awesome. So guys,
great.
thank you guys for listening. As always, I hope you guys are enjoying the content, the show. If you do, please like,
5 stars.
subscribe, share it with a friend. You know you want to. You know they care. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And again, this is The Segue.
The best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
What happens when that happens?
We don't know, so we have to.
Yeah.
We don't know what a big crowd looks like, so we have to ask you.
Usually the big crowds are people I know, so
Okay.
it's like, oh man,